Well, what's going on tonight, Dave? How are you?
Cheers.
Oh, bourbon and the Glencairn. I like it. So today, this morning, Wednesday morning, Keegan Bradley made his Wednesday morning, Keegan Bradley made his sixth Ryder Cup captain's picks. And with that, there were a couple surprises, I feel like we should say.
If we go back and if y'all go back and watch our show from Monday night, Greg had some technical difficulties and
Tuesday night,
Monday, Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still thrown off by Taylor and Travis. I'm still thrown off by Taylor and Travis all week. So,
right.
We went back and made our picks, and I'm not really shocked. The only thing shocking to me about all this is Keegan not picking himself.
So let's go. Let's start with who did he pick? So JT, Justin Thomas, Ben Griffin, Cam Young. I don't think any of those are really surprises. Collin Morikawa, I think, was still a little surprise. Patrick Cantlay and Sam Burns. And Cantlay to me is the big wild card in that. We had all heard that Sam was getting picked. So that really wasn't a surprise that had leaked to the media early. But I feel like and funny enough, I'm going to assume that it was somebody from the recording team that leaked that because the PGA posted that video today of the call to Sam. So I don't feel like again, from my perspective, Collin Morikawa, granted he's the 8th best player in the world, is according to world rankings right now.
Yeah.
But 128th in strokes gained putting. I'm struggling with wrapping my head around on that team. And then Patrick Cantlay one surprises me too. I just feel like he's a bad locker room guy. And I don't think he has played. Yeah, he played it great at the PGA Championship, and I'm not going to take that away from him. But hasn't won an event in 3 years. Past captains have said winning is the number one priority. So having somebody that hadn't won an event in 3 years, a little surprising. But I would agree with you, and the one surprise is that Keegan didn't take himself. Although listening to his reason behind it, and you knew the question was coming the minute they kicked it to the media. You knew that question was going to be one of the first ones asked was, Keegan, how come you didn't pick yourself? And it was. I think that the overall messaging, I think, was the right messaging. Keegan had said from the beginning, I got to make the team. I got to be one of the six automatics to play. I felt like he would be great to hit the first shot on Friday morning, stand there.
Yeah, which we and I both said that would be, I think would have been the boost, for everything we needed. I said yesterday.
Yeah, go ahead.
I said yesterday I took Cantlay as one of my 6. Yesterday I'm still kind of shocked by it because I figured that spot would have been Keegan's there and not Cantlay's, but I think overall he put together you leave off Maverick McNeely, who was number 10, Novak, who was 12 in that, and kind of leapfrog down there to Cantlay.
I thought Harman was 12, I think.
Harman was 12, Novak was 13. So, you leave those 3 guys off to jump down to Cantlay, who, overall has a better Ryder Cup record, than Brian Harman, and, two, which would have been 2 other rookies, Novak and McNeely. And I don't think McNeely has putted as well as of late as some of the other guys. And I think
one of the top 5 putters
familiar. I think I know, but as I said, as of late, and I think Cantlay's familiarity with the other players in that group, with having 4 rookies already, played into his factor there.
Yeah.
But you and I mentioned, before all this, earlier today, is this still the good old boys club?
I honestly think so. There's that question. I think the other question that I ask is it still a good old boys club? And is there a pecking order of guys that have to be there and guys that aren't going to be there? And then the other thing that you have to ask yourself is, did he go understanding what Europe was going to bring in and looking at who they're going to pick? And everybody knows who they're going to pick because it's literally, you can go down the list and say they're going to go safe in every one of their picks, but every one of their picks.
Yeah. If we get on here Tuesday and their picks are something completely different than what we said this past week, I'll eat my hat.
Are we doing video of that? That might be a Smack of the Week segment on its own. Are you going to put anything on it?
I'm in the Midwest. Ranch goes on everything.
You can deep fry it. You're going to be at the fair this weekend anyway. So,
yeah.
But no, I think that when you look at the idea of he kind of went the safe route because of what Europe is bringing and knowing that, again, it just the one that surprises me, and I know it's taken another rookie, and we've got 3 of them on the team in JJ Spawn, Ben Griffin, and Cam Young. And I feel like that's probably about as many as you're going to take at that point because of what Europe is bringing. I think the concern that I have is you have one guy that didn't get picked who was sitting there who stared down Rory in Scotland and said, "Hey, come get me," and he couldn't.
I think it would have, and we said, Greg and I said this in the show that you missed. I think it would have been different if this was being played over there this year, and I think Goddard would have been a lock playing over there this year. Yes, he's a Jersey guy, went to Rutgers, and would have had a whole hometown. I think he needed to be just a hair higher than number 20 on the list right now.
You weren't going to drop all the way down to 20 to pick somebody.
You weren't going to, but yeah, is he the guy that stared down Rory and had a great run over there? And I think if the Ryder Cup was being played across the pond this year, I think that would have been more into consideration than at Bethpage.
So I think that when you look at what are we doing with our team, I'm going to ask.
So I think everybody in Team USA can benefit from the Bridgestone Mindset golf ball.
Wow, gotta love.
Yes, Bradley.
I'm going to ask you this: Is this a group of dogs that can take that European team down?
In my heart, I want to say yes.
Okay.
I want to say. As we get closer to this, and we'll do some more shows and we'll discuss this, and join us coming up as we're gonna be watching the Ryder Cup and playing some golf all together at that same time.
Correct.
I think you need 14.5 to win the cup back, right? And I'm gonna go like. I want to say it's going to be like USA 17.5 right now. I think it's going to be closer. I think it's going to come down to matches on Sunday.
I think it's going to come down to start, what does Scotty do Friday morning?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we all know he's going to go out first. It's going to be him. I'm going to tell you right now who's going to be going out first. It's going to be him or Bryson going out first.
Yeah.
Or do you wild card one and take Cam Young and say, "Go get it, boy," because it's yours. This is your hometown event. Let's get the crowd on our side and let Cam.
Let's get that. That would have been Cam Young and Chris Goddard going out together on tee number 1. That would have been amazing.
I don't know if I was either one of them though that I could have kept my breakfast down.
Yeah.
You're going to send somebody out with experience at that point. You need to send somebody out that understands what that first tee means on Friday morning. So to me, it's Scotty or Bryson, and you let them go, and you pair one of them up, and you just say, okay, one of you sitting the opening tee shot. I don't care who it is. We're playing alternate shot. One of you's going to hit it.
because they're playing foursomes Friday morning, and then 4-ball in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I almost would have rather seen us flip flop that on Friday.
Right.
We are way better at 4-ball than we are at alternate shot. And I really think that if I was Keegan on Friday morning, I would have stacked the deck to not. I mean, there's a chance, as bad as we are at alternate shot, and this was evident last year at the President's Cup when we won the morning session 5-0 and then got beat 5-0 in the afternoon session by the international squad and alternate shot. I mean, that was, or what was it, Thursday then Friday? That was evident.
Let me ask
as
you,
bad as we are at alternate shot.
How far back did Keegan set that up that they were going to play alternate shot in the morning and 4-balls in the afternoon? Because that got set up way before. Yeah, way before he made his picks.
It was announced last week.
You know, so if he said he's been pretty good on this for 48 hours, you know, I know this is all how much say does Keegan have on which way they're going in the morning, or is that more an executive level tour decision?
That is supposed to be Keegan's decision as the captain. And he was asked that today actually in the presser about that. And he said, you always, regardless, you usually start on Friday morning with foursomes. And I was like, that would have been why I wouldn't have done it, because we suck there. Like, that would have been my my go-to on that one.
So again, sticking with tradition and the good old boys way of doing things.
Right. And, I honestly think it's time to mix it up.
Yeah, I think if anybody was going to do it and get away with it, Keegan would have been the right guy to make those changes and not necessarily ruffle some feathers, but do it his way.
I think that when you look at, I think as we go into this, and there's going to be obviously a lot of talk here. I mean, the Monday morning, Labor Day, we have the captain's picks for Europe. I think you're going to see, what we expect that to be. I think all of us have the same picks, and it's pretty easy. I don't see Sergio getting a pick. I really don't. I don't see anybody out of that group not making. I mean, Matt Wallace is currently 12th and is going to get passed up for John Rahm. So let's be realistic about that.
Yeah, I don't see how you leave John Rahm off of that team.
No. I mean, what are you going to say? He didn't win this year. He also won Player of the Year in the Live Tour. We can debate that and whether or not that was kosher or not. But I think that when you look at where we're going with what's going to happen with our team, it's the team. Like, whether we like it or not, whether we agree with the picks or not, I actually like the idea of Keegan not playing. I had said all along I either wanted him to hit the opening shot. I didn't really want to see him on the course after that. Because I really wanted to see him out there as a captain, walking up to guys, getting on them. And to me, he's the closest guy we had to Payne Stewart, who I think, rest in peace, Payne. I think Payne would have been an amazing Ryder Cup captain. When you look at what he brought to the Ryder Cup, I think Keegan is the closest now at this point. And I think that we've got a good captain, and I'd rather utilize him as the captain. Now, Dave, let me ask you this question, because I saw this posted a few times today on social media, and I want to ask you this one now. There are 4 past Ryder Cup players that weren't selected for this team. And they are the names as follows: Patrick Reed.
Yep.
Brooks Koepka.
Yep.
Dustin Johnson. And
Jordan Spieth.
No,
or are you just talking live?
Just talking live players. So there's some guys over there that are past Ryder Cup players. Do you think current standard of their games, and we'll just take Brooks, Patrick Reed, and
DJ.
Okay, just take those right now. Do you think any of them right now, state of game, are better players than the guys that we selected.
Having not watched a whole lot of LIV, and I'm going to base this off of their performance in the majors when we had dual fields. Out of the three of them, Patrick Reed had the best showings. That wasn't Bryson DeChambeau. From a play standpoint, a play only, if I was to pick one of those three people, I would have taken Patrick Reed over Patrick Cantlay.
Okay.
Would have been that Cantlay is the one guy in this 12 that I could flip flop with almost any, and I picked him, the other night, but just because I didn't like having another rookie there, and I think Patrick Reed, with as brash and flamboyant and everything he is, there at Bethpage, he would get the correct. Now, controversy aside, he would be, the one person based on Major's performance there that I would take.
Oh, I remember who the fourth player was, by the way. It was Phil. And he won a major and didn't get picked in the same year. So,
correct.
So then and I agree with you. I mean, is Brooks Koepka? To me, Brooks Koepka is the wild card in that group. Dustin Johnson hasn't played great since going to LIV.
I don't think Brooks, even on LIV and in the majors this year, I don't think Brooks. No. We all saw the photo of him picking up a 12-pack, in like the 7-Eleven, after one of the rounds, because that's just the way it went.
I think that when you look at Patrick Reed played great at the Masters.
Yep.
After that, it was average. He didn't play great at the Open Championship. Like, he showed up at the Open. Did he even make I don't even know if he made the cut at the Open.
He made the cut, yeah.
He made the cut, but what did he finish? Like 40th or something?
Yeah.
It wasn't good. So I think that when you look at that and you say players in form and players like that, and I take into account, and this is how I look at LIV, and John Rahm pretty much said it too when they talked about his top 10 streak. Well, you're finishing 20% there with your top 10s when you have 54 guys in the field. So you have to look at where does that fall in with a full field event. Where is he finishing? That's how I see it. Now, and that to me is outside the top 5. You finished top 5 in a LIV tour. Okay, you had a good week. Okay, I'm not arguing that. But beyond that, again, you've got to kind of assess that against the full field event on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
So I think when you look at where we are with this, I don't think any of them were playing up to form. Had Patrick Reed had a good Open Championship, I might have agreed with you and said, he finished top 5 at the Open. Let's just say he had 3 top 5s in majors this year. I think you got to take a long, hard look at him. Now, I'm going to ask the question the other way.
Yeah. I don't think he's because he didn't play well in the majors the year before.
Correct.
But that's a debate for after this Ryder Cup is finished and we go into next season. And after we come out of the PGA show and everything else going on, like, why are we accruing Ryder Cup points now and not the year of the Cup? But that's a debate for.
So in theory, they double the year of the Cup. But yeah, I want to ask you one more question in regards to LIV. Had Bryson fallen out of the top 6, was he going?
Yes.
Okay, I would agree with you on that.
Had he Keegan said he was going. Even if Bryson was number, 4, he's the John Rahm pick right now. Right. You take Bryson over just about anybody else on that list right now with the way he's played and the way he's hitting ping pong balls in his house right now.
I will give Keegan a lot of credit. In the press conference today, Keegan did say that anytime they've done anything team related, Bryson has been there, and Bryson is being a great team guy for Team USA. So I will give Bryson a lot of credit for that. I think that's
he's also not a Ryder Cup rookie. He's been there before.
Correct.
He knows how
he was on a winning team before too.
Yes, he knows how this goes.
Right. And I actually
think the Bryson of today is much different than the Bryson that won a Ryder Cup as well too.
4 years ago, correct. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think the Bryson of today, I think Bryson will actually be, along with Scotty, that's probably the two. Well, I'll throw JT in the mix too. Probably the 3 leaders in that locker room.
Yeah.
And JT, because he's JT and what he's done, I'm going to be intrigued to see over the next couple of weeks if you don't end up seeing Jordan Spieth there as a vice captain.
I wouldn't put it past, because you can name as many vice captains as you want, correct?
I believe so. I don't think there's a cap on that.
Because wasn't Jordan was a vice captain one year.
Right. And there was a few years ago where, I don't know if it was the President's Cup or the Ryder Cup, Bubba didn't make the team, and Bubba's like, listen, I want to help this team any way I can. Can you make me a vice captain? And they did. So would I be surprised if they brought Jordan along for the ride on this one, especially because him and Kisner are boys? And so would I be surprised?
And him and JT and,
so I also think in the long term, Jordan could make a really good Ryder Cup captain. Yeah. So why not put him in that locker room now as the captain, as a vice captain, just to see? I think that
let him learn from Furyk and Keegan, and these guys that have been there. Jordan's been there. He's seen it all. He's been on winning teams. He's been on losing teams. He's watched things sway back and forth all over the place. So it's just one of those where you don't really know what's going to happen until it happens.
Correct. But I think when you look at where we are for this team, I'm confident in this team. I do think, and Greg and I had this conversation, I think with this team 2 years ago when we went to Rome, on paper we were a much better team. Much better team. And then we got whitewalled. Like, we just got whitewashed out of Rome, and they were just like, yeah, go out. We're going to win this thing, and it's not going to be pretty. I'm hoping that's what happens here, is that we aren't the better team on paper. But we're the better team on the golf course. And I hope that is the American crowd. And now I will say this. I love that the PGA is going around and handing out tickets to people playing Bethpage and things like that for the Ryder Cup. New York is a very easy plane flight from the UK.
Yeah.
7-8 hours from most of Europe to New York on the way over here. It's like 6 going back.
Give or take. I think when I went Minneapolis to Paris, it was like 10.
We were 9 coming back from Dublin into Minneapolis, and we were 8 going over there. So, I mean, relatively easy flight into New York. I feel like there's gonna be a pretty good European crowd there as well. So, I just hope that you have the 4 guys that aren't playing the morning matches, and Keegan Bradley on that first tee getting the crowd pumped up on Friday morning. And I know I'll be up to watch it. I know you'll be up to watch it.
I'll be at work.
No, you won't.
No, I won't.
No, you won't.
We will be.
You won't be.
We will be together on the golf cart. Yes.
So
with our DJ10 speakers in stereo on the golf cart.
Correct. But no, I think that there's
Bradley.
A really good. I think it's gonna be a really good Ryder Cup, as they all are. I don't think. Looking back 2 years ago, I thought Zach took a couple guys that were not in form. I think we've taken guys that, I don't like the Collin Morikawa pick because of putting. I think you need to take good putters and put good putters on there. But I understand the Collin Morikawa pick.
Yeah. He's the best long, outside of Scotty, he's the best long iron player out there.
Yeah.
And I think, he's number 8 looking at the list right now, and trying to pair, Do you put Morikawa with somebody like, Cam Young, and ESPN misspelled Sam Burns' name? They have Sam Byrne. Yeah. Do you pair him up with somebody like a Russell Henley or a Harris English?
Oh no.
I
actually think you pair him with Sam Burns.
Yeah.
I think you pair him with Sam Burns. He's the best putter on the team.
Because we talked about this the other night. I don't see Morikawa playing both sessions. Scotty, yes. Bryson, yes. JT, yes. And maybe JJ Spawn in both sessions. Some people are going to have to play both sessions.
Right. But I also think that when you look at, I actually think you put Collin out there, alternate better ball.
Yeah.
With a guy like
and hope for the best on his putting.
Right. So, but no, that's what I got.
If we go par birdie, with him and somebody else, that's almost a win. And you get a push, and then maybe you get, he rolls one, he gets a long iron on a par 5 and gets one close for eagle and takes a hole.
Yeah. Well, that being said, great addition to the halfway house today. Hope everybody has enjoyed. It has been a while. So welcome back to the halfway house, and we will definitely see you on Tuesday night.
Cheers.
I'm really fortunate, man. I have an opportunity to build something that's
somebody was commenting about playing Whistling Straits for $728.
End it.
I'm really fortunate, man. I have an opportunity to build something that's somebody was commenting about playing Whistling Straits